Hello, and we're back with our Afternoons with Andy. After it's been a little bit, we're back. We want to talk about all things happening in and around the credit union. So let's go ahead and get started. We want to start with the Bluffton merger. We've seen a couple communications come from Amy Sink about that, but let's talk a little bit about, we've had some on-site assistance there helping with banking transactions, distributing those new membership cards, and answering any questions. We are learning though that we will be closing that location here soon. Talk a little bit about how we will keep membership in that area.
Yeah, and so we've spent the last really 60 days transitioning those individuals, having deep conversations about what the services that we offer and what that might look like using us, and being sort of prepared for this idea that there may not be a physical site inside of their employment there in Bluffton. So we will be announcing that transition to them over the next week, that we will be closing that location. But I expect that we will be able to retain and maintain most of those accounts because we can do so many things through the online capabilities that we have today.
Let's talk about the scorecard.
Yeah.
So the August scorecard is ready, which all of you employees, you can download from the UKG HR page or Insight, you can view. Yeah. We want to show you that card on your screen right now. Andy, as you can see from that card, our net worth ratio and our return on assets currently still in the red on the scorecard. What strategic initiatives or changes kind of do you believe we should prioritize to move those out of that area?
Yeah, I think the central point that I want to come through is specific to those ratios. We need the employees to continue to do what they do every day, serve our members, serve them well, take care of our people, and keep looking for that next new member that's going to become part of Intera. But the biggest thing that would help those things progress into a positive place is for the interest rate environment to change in our interest rate margin, really just the difference between the yield that we're charging on loans and what we're paying out on interest rates on deposit accounts. Because we have seen such a run up in interest rates over the last 24 months, which we've talked about elaborately over the many times that we've had these conversations. But now you're seeing, as of this last week, the Fed has made a change with interest rates that's going to start to bring rates down, which is going to put us in a more favorable position from an interest rate margin standpoint, and sort of cool off the deposit interest rate market, which will really significantly help our return on assets as we move forward into 25 and on into 26.
So we know in just a few short weeks, we're going to have Do Well to Do Good Day, Monday, October 14th, Elkhart County 4-H Fairgrounds. For those of you who have not signed up for a volunteer afternoon spot, you still have time to do so until this Wednesday. Andy, kind of how do you envision, can you give us a little hint, anything new this year you can talk about, or really what you envision the impact of our organization for that day?
Well, I certainly in the morning, there's presentations to the whole staff about some of the things that we're doing from an invested standpoint in our communities, the things and way we're partnering with United Way, the things that you're going to hear a little bit more about ALICE, which is an acronym, about people that are impacted, that are asset limited in our communities. It offers such a team building opportunity as well. The work that we do on that afternoon is a staple in how we talk about what we do from an invested standpoint as a core value.
Okay, we want to end our Afternoons with Andy with, of course, our mission moment. We haven't had our mission moment in a little bit as I've been out, but now that I'm back, let's talk about this mission moment. Who are we focusing on? A department, a person? Give us a little bit about.
Yes. So Heather Bollinger and Brian Ufkin are at the heart of this, but there's so many others that are involved, whether it be with fraud and compliance and the various different things. So we had a member who had a tragic accident, and a deer, someone in front of them hit a deer, and it threw the deer back through his windshield. And our member was paralyzed and put into a state of just a really rough state, and still continues to be to today. And so we have these scenarios come along in situations where we have the opportunity to step in and help members when they have these things. But so many times it's complicated, because if they're a younger person, they may not have all of their things in order from a power of attorney and their estate and all these different things. And in this case, this person had no family local. And their family was in New Jersey, and so a brother and a sister had to step in to be a power of attorney for this individual and manage all of the assets that this guy had a small business I believe he was pulled RVs. And, he in this case, he had a loan with us and he had some other things deposit wise. And so it becomes this really complicated process, especially when you're across the country trying to help a family out. And it's been such a heartwarming story to see how our staff displayed empathy and compassion for this family who had this, unexpected event come along. This individual is never going to be back to normal. And so what does that new normal look like? How are we going to provide banking services? What is our role as a banking institution look like for that? And I think it really gets to the heart of what a credit union is here for and what Intera does really well. And our staff live out that every day.
Kudos to Heather and Brian and all of the staff there at Topeka. So we want to thank you for joining in this month, and we will be back next month in October for Afternoons with Andy.